Manager for Bostik's Tile and Stone and Surface Preparation Products. I'm here today with John Jarnigan, who's our Tech Service Manager that's based out of Temecula, California. And today we're going to talk about a couple of the different solutions that Bostik has to offer that are designed to make some of your tiling aspects a little bit easier on a couple of different project points, and help you to reduce a little bit of risk in terms of the overall cure time that's associated with traditional tiling products and non-absorbative environments with large format tiles. So first and foremost, Bostik's been on a mission for a number of years to develop extremely contractor-friendly products, and at the same time build in an extreme level or a very high level of performance aspects to these products as well. So I'll hit a couple of those points here in the next few minutes and give you guys a rundown on a couple of our latest products. At the end of the demonstration, you'd have to be present to win, but we have a couple of Bostik branded bar stools. So you see the one here that's not assembled, and then another one that's up at the back of the room that'll be part of the giveaway for today. So first and foremost, a couple of the systems that are going to allow you to pick up some time in terms of overall tile installation. One, and virtually all tile installations are going to start with some elements of surface preparation. So today we have a small display that's shown here that has a primer over the surface of an existing ceramic or porcelain tile, so a glazed tile in this particular case. And generally, in order to be able to form an extremely strong bond to that surface, you'll desire to have a ground surface, so grinding the surface. However, with the changes to OSHA as well as some health and safety aspects, it's been a little bit more commonplace in the industry to use a primer over the recent years because you can facilitate this extremely strong bond to a surface without having to grind the surface, scarify the surface, or otherwise. This particular type of solution can allow you to install ceramic or porcelain tiles over top of existing tiles without having to do a removal. It gives exceptional bond strength and a tremendous amount of user friendliness. So this Total Prime product is available in a 3.5 gallon bucket, and it's got the ability to go over top of epoxy coatings, existing ceramics and porcelains. And this particular application, we only get about 15 to 20 minutes on the stage, but we applied this about 20 minutes ago backstage. So very fast drying product, hyperactive type of solution. We call these rapid cure solutions from Bostik. And it's going to give you a tremendous amount of overall strength in a short period of time. So over non-porous surfaces, you're going to be looking at anywhere from 30 to 60 minutes of dry time, and over porous surfaces, the polymer soaks in very deeply to the surface and dries very quickly as well. It can be used over top of a variety of different surfaces, and in this particular case, we're going to offer a little bit of a demonstration of the next layer of a system and show a product that can help accelerate your overall installation times. So this is actually BAM. So you can see an example of the bag here at the front of the booth or the demo stage. But BAM is Bostik's accelerated mortar. This is a extremely unique take when it comes to porcelain tile mortars, ceramic tile mortars, being that it has a fiber built into it, so it's got a lot of flexibility to it, a lot of ductility. It's also got a very wide water range, so around 4.8 to 6 quarts of water is the water range for this product, which means that as an installer, you're going to get a consistent type of application at a very wide water range with consistent performance, requiring less precise mixing practices. So this BAM product is pretty unique in the overall marketplace. It's got a wide water range, but then it's also got that fiber built into it. It can handle large format porcelain tiles. It can handle gauge porcelain tiles as well as glass tiles. And it's got a 1 to 2 hour pot life. So it's a long period of workability time for a faster setting product. You'll be walkable and groutable with 4 hours on this particular mortar. And that's also with that 1 to 2 hour pot life. So a lot of workability time, extended workability, extended open time. So in terms of an exterior application or large format gauge porcelain tiles, this is a really incredible solution, being that you've got up to 30 minutes to be able to place a tile into BAM after you've spread it onto a substrate, whether it's a floor or a wall. That 30 minutes of open time is a big difference compared to many of the fast set products. A lot of those, 5, 10, maybe 15 minutes in terms of workability time and open time. This one exceeds that significantly. The other thing that's really incredible about BAM and the way that it works is that it's got a fast-setting nature to it. So it feels like a standard mortar on the front end, long workability, extremely long open time, but then it cures like a hockey stick. It starts sitting out there and just working, then bam, it goes off and starts to cure quickly. That gives you walkability and groutability at 4 hours. At 24 hours, it actually forms a shear strength of around 400 psi. So the way that's measured is you take two pieces of tile, glue them together, or bond them together with the adhesive. These are porcelain tiles. Put them into a machine that pushes one up and one down and measures the overall breaking strength. BAM hits 400 psi at 24 hours and over 700 psi at 28 days. Most tile mortars are going to be 400 psi, maybe 300 psi at 28 days. So the strength gain is absolutely incredible with BAM. It does it quickly. And that's going to offer an installer a little bit of protection on the job site and a specifiable asset, being that when you leave the job site, you have to assume and hope and trust that nobody's getting onto your floor until the end of its cure period. With gauge porcelain tiles, large format porcelain tiles, that could be 7 to 14 days with some traditional mortars before they're walkable or groutable. With this, again, you're at 4 hours. So that's a really extremely different type of aspect for this category of products. So what we worked on was developing this type of solution that was going to be fast-setting, extremely workable, highly contractor-friendly, and at the same time, easy to use. That's the key aspect with this particular product. So when you mix that with the wide water range for the product, the ability to have the fiber built into it, that's going to give you an incredible solution for exteriors, mosaics. They're going to take a high point load under walking and foot traffic applications. And then, of course, in exterior applications where you're going to see a wide temperature range on a daily basis or a weekly basis as well, you get that extra strength built into this product to be able to give you what you need to perform for the long haul. BAM's eligible for up to 25 years in terms of warranty when paired up with other Bostik system components. So like the Total Prime that John troweled over to start. And then the next element of the system would be the same type of overall backbone that's in BAM. And that is our Vivid Grout. So you'll see that with the Total Prime, you're saving the time by not having to go over top of, or being able to go over top of existing difficult to bond to surfaces. And then with BAM, you have that extended workability and then fast curing nature of the product. And then the final product in this little micro system, if you will, would be our Vivid Grout. So the Vivid Grout is an extremely high performance cement-based grout. So it meets ANSI 118.7, so it does not require a sealer, and then it's going to be suitable for use in joints anywhere from a 1/16 to a 1/2 inch. So it fits almost all of the applications where a traditional sanded grout would fit or an unsanded grout would fit. It's almost an all-in-one on that standpoint. When you look at the aspect of Vivid, it's also got a wide water range. This, again, works towards the contractor friendliness of the product. So in this particular case, it's 2.3 to 2.6 quarts of water per 25-pound bag. That's an extremely wide range when you're talking about a high-performance cement-based grout. Many grout manufacturers have a very specific water range for the mixture. They'll often call out 2.5 quarts of water per 25-pound bag and state that you have to stick to that type of mixture in order to see a successful application, color consistency, and ease of use for the product itself. So with BAM, you have the ability to mix it loose for a floor application, as well as a little bit tighter if you're working on a wall application and you like to have a little bit less sag to the grout mixture itself. So BAM, with Vivid, you've got a fiber built into this as well that offers a little bit of flexibility. It also offers sag resistance in vertical applications, and then it also is going to offer a little bit of flexibility as well during the application process and after cure. This category of grout is the biggest category of grouts in the overall industry. So there's sanded, unsanded grouts, epoxy grouts, urethane-based grouts, and other premixed. Cement is the number one overall category, and it's that way for a number of reasons. This is one of the best in terms of cement-based technologies because of that wide workability range, that wide water range, and extremely long pot life. So again, up to about 2 hours in terms of pot life on Vivid, which allows you to be able to get through the workability of an entire bucket. You can mix a whole bag at a time and not have to worry about it firing off in the bucket. But then turn around and be walkable and open to traffic in just 4 hours. So again, it's this extended period of workability and then fast curing nature of the product that helps to really reduce some overall risk on the job site, risk of other people damaging your grout or your tile installation after you're walking away from the application. So you can see with the Vivid grout, generally after the application's done, you'll let it sit for around 20 minutes prior to doing your initial wash. Then we're in a stage demo, we go through that a little bit faster, and then we'll show it to you in a couple of different ways. With most of the fast-setting cement-based grouts that exist in the marketplace, when you see haze like this, it's kind of a troublesome point. You're wondering, am I going to be able to get that off the face of the tile, or do I have a mess on my hands? This often promotes what we don't really want to do in the industry, and that's overwashing the grout and starting to wash it faster than what the grout's truly ready for. So you let the grout get to the point where you can touch it with your finger and not deform the grout joint itself, and that's your indication that it's time to start cleaning the grout in this particular case. We've built into this type of formula a color suspension technology that is a polymer that wraps itself around the colored pigment in the grout. So although you're seeing this pigment on the face of the tile, and it's a black grout on a white tile, so that's one of the more difficult types of scenarios, we have no concern about the overall cleanability. This is going to give you the ability to work with it, clean the grout up off the face of the tile without having to worry about the overall haze. So you can see John's also kind of touched the grout haze that he's had, and you can see that he's touching it, sees that it's dried up at the surface of the tile a little bit, and then he can do a quick, nice, smooth, easy pass with a microfiber sponge. So sponge on one side, microfiber on the other. This is a nice trick that's available from the industry that helps out to maintain the quality of grout applications. So he can do a lot of the work right now to be able to get this into an application where he can turn the floor over faster. And then for any residual haze that's left, this particular board was done, I believe, 2 weeks ago. So this is one of those scenarios where you would say, bad news, a lot of grout haze on the board, this is going to be hard to clean up. And the reality is that we formulated this so that it builds an extremely high amount of strength in joint, and then at the surface, at the skin level, to be able to remain cleanable for an extended period of time. So this is one of those unique aspects of our Vivid grout that allows you to get an extremely full joint, an extremely dense joint, and then not have the fears and concerns that are associated with a lot of the fast-setting cement-based grouts that exist in the market. When you pair that up with the fact that this product and this type of technology is around 2 to 3% overall absorption, that's not a lot of dirt, grime, dirt, debris getting into the grout surface. You never need to apply a sealer onto this grout. It's got an inherent natural stain resistance to it, and it's going to give you one of the best solutions in the cement-based grout world. So when you look at this entire lineup here, the Total Prime allows you to avoid some landfill and some demolition time potentially. You obviously have to still follow industry best practices. You can't go over top of surfaces that are poor quality, grease, sealers. You want to make sure that you can actually get a grip onto something with the product. The BAM, extended workability time with a fast cure, fast return to service. Even when working with gauge porcelain tiles, 5 foot by 10 foot, they're still going to be walkable and groutable in 4 hours. So that's a really incredible technology on this BAM mortar. And then the Vivid grout, extremely unique again, fiber reinforced, color consistent, fast setting, requires no sealer, and extremely easy to do a cleanup process. So that's a little bit of a quick crash course in terms of some of the latest from Bostik. We've got a lot of different types of solutions that we offer, anything from the ceramic tile industry, waterproofing, crack isolation, mortars, mastics, grouts. We have self-leveling underlayments, one of the best self-leveler programs available in the industry. And then we've also got a hardwood and resilient business as well. Our booth is just a couple of steps away at N2770, and you'll be able to see these couple of boards. You'll see how quickly they dry, they cure, and then have the ability to actually do the same grout haze removal if you'd like to see it yourself at our booth in a couple of minutes. So we encourage everybody to come by, check us out, and then I guess I'll hand it back over to the show to be able to do their giveaway. So thank you guys very much for attending and spending the time with Bostik.
All right, if you grab your tickets.